Hello everyone and welcome to this training video in which we will see the full start up and shutdown procedure for the Bell 407. And here, as you can see, I'm starting outside the helicopter so that you can see the covers, tie downs, and even on the windshield here. Okay, so to remove it, either you have key bindings or you use the tablet. But because of that cover here, it's for me better if I remove it from outside. There it is, and now we'll get into the chopper. There it is. So once inside, you can toggle the tablet using this button here, or if you have key bindings. Once again, go through the manual, what each does, and you can remove before flight only if the here the rotor brake is applied. Like here you can't. Like here, I'm just gonna demonstrate this. You cannot. Okay, so if you fully apply the rotor brakes, there you can. Okay, so if you are struggling, that's why. Okay, so I'll let you go ahead and have a look at the different menus. And as far as we are concerned, we will do the start up and shutdown in this video. Okay, so I'm just gonna I leave this here just in case we need it at some point. So as usual, I always start my helicopters with the door open. So this is the actual checklist from the pilot operating handbook. So cabin interior clean, equipment secured, fire extinguisher installed, and loading, etc. Passenger seat belts. Okay, verify everything. So co-pilot seat belt secured if solo. Doors secured. All the other doors are secured. I will close mine at some point before takeoff. So landing lights off. Landing lights is here completely down. Off. Communication switches set, altimeter set. Okay, so as usual here, it's either you know the elevation of the airport or you get the information. Okay, here it's in inches of mercury, here it's in millibar. Actually it's not the airport elevation. There it is. Now we are at the airport elevation, and you can of course get the information for more precision. Instrument correct indications, so of course airspeed and all those things need to be indicating 0. You can actually, I'm going to just put the headset so that it gets out of the way. Overhead switches set. Now it's going to tell you how to set it. There it is. So battery off, obviously, generator off, particle separator if installed off, anti-collision lights off. Now usually anti-collision lights, I leave the helicopter with them on. Okay, and this helicopter has persistence, so if I leave it on, next time when I get back to the helicopter it will be on. It has persistence for most things here. Okay, position light switches. Now for the moment I will leave it as is. Defog switch off. Okay, pitot off. So basically everything off. I just have this guy here on. Hydraulic system on. Position, defog, heater, anti-ice, avionics master. Okay, so here after you finish this part, okay, in my case I will have the hydraulic system and the anti-collision light on. So that's let's say a quick a cheat. Just have those two switches on. Then we'll continue. Instrument will start off. Okay, here off. Overhead circuit breakers switches off. Now from my understanding, you can interact with them, but they are not functional. Okay, but you can interact with them. maybe as part of your checklist, but they are not functional. Rotor brake handle up and latched. Okay, so just make sure it's up and latched, because I already demonstrated earlier. If you want to put the tie downs on cover, you have to have them applied, so make sure they're up and latched. Okay, GPU connected. If used, battery on. We're not going to be using the GPU. Now, when you turn the battery on, there are a series of tests that are going to be done automatically, like torque and NG will display 8188.8, and R and NP here. And R is the R, NP is the T. NR will indicate 107 and P 100 respectively, etc. So that's just a self test. Okay, so once they have done their test, if needed, we will mute the horn. So just turn the battery on. There it is. Okay, 8180.8, 100, and here 107. Another. There it is. Caution light. Now we verify caution light. What do we have? Engine out. Okay. Transmission oil pressure. Okay. RPM. Hydraulic system. Gen fail. Left fuel boost, right fuel boost, left fuel boost, right fuel boost. Fuel transfer will be eliminated. Okay. So those two will not be eliminated when forward fuel tank is empty. Pedal stop switch. Let me show you where the switch is. It's here. Now pedals centered. Okay. Oops. Verify pedal stop caution. Engage restricted. Okay, so we press here, and okay, and it's simulated. You can see the movement is restricted, but if I release, okay, so this was nice to have this modeled. Flight controls, loosen frictions, check travel, and verify cyclic centering. I will do for the cyclic, and then I will talk about the collective in a moment. So pedals already done. Cyclic. Now let me see if in the checklist it talks about the collective. No, so I will talk about it. So now here you have to remove this. Okay, if you want to see if everything is working properly. So I will put it back here. Now the throttle, let's see what it does. Check freedom of travel and appropriate rotation at off, idle, fly, and max. Now in this model you can't put it to max. So here it's off, idle, fly. Okay, and here even if I completely turn the axis, I have assigned the throttle to, it won't go to max. And actually it seems that it is used only for maintenance purposes. So as far as we are concerned, being able to put it up to max is sufficient for us. And now we'll put it to the idle stop, idle release, off. Okay, and once again you have to make sure you have assigned your axis properly to be able to do this the way I did. Instrument as desired. Now caution light switch, you see how they are here. Yeah, you can, if you want, dim them. Okay, they're still on. Okay, if you want to dim them. Now fuel circuit breaker switch. Okay, left on and right on, and verify all boost and transfer caution light go off. Okay, so those should go off. The switches are here. There it is, and the lights go off. So fuel pressure. Okay, already here I can see them. Okay, here caution light. Let's put it like this. Press to test. There it is. All lights that needs to be illuminated are illuminated. Instrument check button, press and check for exceedances. There it is. I did have here MGT. Okay, so to clear it, let's do that before. So I reached point number 29. Okay, so to clear it, okay, where is it? Here, reset torque. As you can see, it's had that accident. You just reset it. And now if you do the test, okay, it's like you did some maintenance on the helicopter. So here we are, LCD test button, press to test if desired. Now the auto testing at the beginning has already been done, but if you want, you can do it. There it is. Same thing. Here 100, here 107, 818, 8.8. It already did the self-test, okay? So if you want to do it, FedEx horn test button pressed to test. Okay, so working. FedEx mode, make sure it's on auto. Fuel valve switch on, okay, and guarded. It's already on and guarded, so if it's down, obviously it's off, as indicated here. Up is on and guarded. Fuel quantity check, total and forward tank quantity. Okay, there is, and forward. Now I believe this page is done. Next page. Check outside air temperature and select volt. Actually, it's already on volt. Let's check outside air temperature, 39.1. Okay, and we will put it back to volt. There it is. Now collective full down, cyclic and pedal centered. Cyclic centering light extinguished. Okay, let me show you where the light is. There it is. If it's not centered, let me actually grab the joystick with my left hand so that I can move my mouse. Okay, now I release it. Now I'm moving the cyclic, so here it has to be extinguished for more than 60 seconds, etc. It is recommended that MGT be below 150 degrees. Now there is a dryer running, but we won't be covering dry motoring run. Okay, so it's actually explained in the manual if you need to read more about it. So just make sure the MGT is below 150 degrees. So here 19. Very good. Throttle position idle. Now if you have the Jet Ranger, the starting sequence is not exactly the same. Here you should already position the throttle to idle. Okay, and start switch momentarily press. So that's two big difference, and let me repeat this again in case you are familiar with the Bell 206. Here you already put throttle to idle, first thing. Second thing, you don't press and hold the starter switch. Okay, momentarily press and then release. Okay, and then it will start up, and then MGT monitor. Okay, start light extinguish, etc. Engine and transmission oil pressures check. Okay, so we're just going to get rid of this and release. There it is. That's all we need to know. This monitor already, blades turning, GT rising, transmission oil pressure, engine oil pressure. When it's flashing here, I'm getting an exceedance, or I'm about to get, I think. And that's how I got that exceedance at the beginning. I don't know why. I don't know why. There it is. So this part good. Transmission oil and engine oil pressure. checked. Idle 63 plus or minus 1 ng. Okay, 63 plus or minus 1 ng. Now if we use the GPU, so here battery on and then GPU disconnected, but we didn't, so generator switch on. Okay, now at this point I will close my door. So we are finished with this page. Next page, voltmeter 28.5 plus or minus 0.5 volts, so 28.2. Okay, flight instrument circuit breaker switches if installed DG attitude and turn on. Okay, so we will have here okay, and then I try to look for a turn like in the Bell 206. I couldn't find, so that's the only switch I flipped, and anyway it's indicated if installed, so it's not installed. If dual controls are installed, guard throttle to prevent inadvertent manipulation from copilot position. Here I have removed. Once again, you can do this from the option there, dual control. Okay, and that's the dry motoring I was talking about, so you can read about it if needed. So hydraulic system off. So here you can skip this part because you kind of won't really be feeling anything, but here we'll just switch it off just to see the light and then switch it back on. Throttle idle 60. Okay, FIDEC mode switch manual. Okay, FIDEC manual and auto relights eliminated. There it is. Check engine stabilize at 75% or less. So throttle increase, so 75% or less, we are. Increase slowly to ensure engine response, then return to idle. Okay, so yeah, it is responding. So we'll just return it to idle and then put this back to auto. There it is. And lights go off. Throttle smoothly, increase smoothly to fly. Now let me take a moment to talk about this because I've talked to the developer about this, and in case you encounter the same issue, so we will be doing this here, throttle increase smoothly to fly. Okay, so now you might encounter the situation where when opening your aim is to make those two needles reach 100%. Okay, but in some cases you might have an issue where they will be going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, indefinitely. And what I'm doing is I'm opening slightly. Okay, in fact I don't have to look at the throttle here because I have access, so I will concentrate on this part. Okay, and as long as those needles don't stop moving, I don't open anymore. Okay, now they have stopped moving. I open a little bit. Okay, just a little bit. Wait for the needles to stop moving. Sometimes it fixes the issue, but if we do get the issue, I will show you which issue I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't touch, I leave. The needles do their thing, stabilize, and here when you get into the green zone, just a little bit. Okay, you will be tempted to open. Now there are several reasons for that, so we don't know exactly what's causing this problem. So there is, just leave it. Seems to be okay. Seems to be working fine. Let's see. Ah, okay. You see that up, down, up, down? What it will do, it will go up, above this line, and then down, and then up. It will keep doing this. But here, as you can see, try to do the way I did, and as you can see, I didn't have that issue. So just keep that in mind in case you are encountering any issues with the throttle when opening for the to fly. And our NP needles we just checked, and that's exactly what we're doing, matching and indicating 100%. Overhead circuit breakers highlighted, power, etc. Avionics master switch on, and now there are a few other switches we will want to turn on. Let's see what it says in the checklist first. Oh, what happened there? Okay, so ELT is installed, check for inadvertent transmission. Okay, and just make sure it's on. Flight controls check freedom with a minimum friction. Okay, anti-ice, we just check the temperature, we don't need them. But if you want, check for MGT, just to do the check engine anti-ice on, check for MGT increase and illumination. So MGT 473. Increase and light here, engine anti-ice off. So if temperature is below 5 degrees, once again, we just can also check again if needed. There it is. Okay, it's not at or below 5 degrees Celsius. Particle separated as required. I like to turn it on. Hydraulics system check. Okay, so hydraulic system is to determine, etc., etc. If you want, you can do it, but you won't feel anything here. So connective down and R. 100% hydraulic system off. Hydraulic system caution light will illuminate. Okay, and then cyclic control, check normal operation by moving cyclic forward, aft, left, right, etc. And then connective 2. So you won't feel anything, but just in case if you want to do it. And remember to remove the friction, so just to see if it will still move. Okay, pedals, collective. That's just to, and of course to verify the lights here, and then back on, light off. Okay, now before takeoff, engine anti-ice as required, light switches once again as required, and let me see what else it's telling us. Radio, flight controls, nothing else. Okay, so let me talk about this. So here, of course, if you want position light, return position light, this is pretty much self-explanatory. Here, we are not going to be flying, but in order to be able to use force trim properly, we want to turn this on, but auto trim off. Okay, and this way, in the next video, we will be actually flying the helicopter. I will then explain how to use the trim system on this helicopter. Again, once again, here, if you want logo lights, floats, arm, etc., etc., just turn them on. And actually, there are things as you can see that are not mentioned. And if you want a radar altimeter, here we're not going to fly, you won't see that it's not being affected, but that's the reason why you need to put this to out. Okay, then you have the proper indication. Okay, so that was the startup, and there are a few other things when doing the flight video, that is in the next video we will be covering. So here, take off. Let me just put it like this. We will go to the shutdown, descent and landing. So I see engine shutdown here. Let me see if we have an after landing part. No. Okay, so we'll come to the engine shutdown, collective full down. Okay, cyclic and pedal centered, cyclic centering light extinguished, cyclic friction increased but cyclic maintenance, centered position. Okay, it's not talking and did not talk at all about the collective friction, but I will put it. Landing lights off if it was on, throttle reduced to idle stop, and check RPM warning light illuminated and audio. Okay, so there you go, and of course the whole mute is here. Okay, we check RPM warning and we get the audio on mute. Press already done. MGT stabilize at idle for 2 minutes. Now we are at idle. We will stabilize this for 2 minutes. In the meantime, if you use engine anti-ice off, fuel instrument circuit breakers switches off, fuel transfer left circuit breaker switch off. So left is this one. It's not breaker actually, it's a switch. In the Bell 206 it's a breaker. Okay, let's set etc. So this part once again is done. Next page. Check for inadvertent transmission, avionics master switch off. I could also turn this off, but we will wait. Let's follow what it's saying here. Generator switch off, idle release switch. Press and close throttle. Okay, so idle release, press. There it is, and I will mute. Okay. And we did hear the horn, we already muted it. Next, what does it say? Apply full rotor brake at or below 40% NR. Now, NR is this needle, the one with the R. And it has to be below 40%, which is the case here. So if you want to apply the rotor brake, and actually you move it up. Let me show you again. So here when you grab it, you move down. Okay, you move the mouse down to put it up, and you move the mouse up to put it down. What? Go figure. Okay, and fuel valve switch, it's telling us off, but as far as I know, we have to leave it on. But anyway, I will leave it off because I know fuel valve usually leave it on. But because I'm familiar with the 206, not the 407, so I will put this off as per the checklist here. Do not increase collective oil, etc. Pilot remain on flight controls until rotors have come to a complete stop. It's already complete stop. All of its switches except hydraulic system switch off. Okay, so it's just telling us to put all the switches off. Okay, so that's usually how I do it. Go to all of them here, hydraulic, and as you know, I will also leave the anti-collision light on. Okay, so battery off, NG 0. Okay, just check. NG is 0. NG is 0. Now we can turn the battery off. Okay, so I suppose that's it. The shutting down, etc. Let's see if there are other things. Post-flight check. Let us. Okay, now it's just telling us to secure tail rotor, tail boom, etc. And actually, we're going ahead and we're going to do it. Now we're going to exit the helicopter. Okay, let's close the door and we will put the cargoes. There it is. So this was the complete start up and shut down procedure for the Bell 407. I hope you find this video helpful. If you do, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in another video. Until then, take care. Bye bye.